Guys, over a month ago, actually early October, I started working on this most feared mod for Madden 24. And I spent a month doing this mod. And just for a little glimpse of part of what went into this, this is, let me go ahead and pull this up real fast. Let me go ahead and switch off cameras here. This is a little bit of all the textures I had to create for this mod. And this is just like 1/5 of it. Like there's a lot more than that. I have like 17 different folders on my computer of every single texture building this mod. And again, it took me a month to do it. It's not easy to create these mods as fast as you want to because you have to go as much detail as possible. But guys, today we have it. And you can see this is obviously the starting uniform. Let's go ahead and fix this once again. We have the pants, which obviously is Jason Voorhees. We have, of course, the jerseys here that are also Jason Voorhees. And now we're going to get into this game. And we are using the Raiders Stadium as before. But I've made so much changes since my first iteration of this, stadium. Sorry, I cannot even speak right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and just go right into this. So I'm going to let this whole animation play. Because you're going to see, this doesn't look like your typical Raiders stadium. It's a tad bit different. And also the players, they have a little custom thing to them. Yeah. Not all of the players, but some of the players, the biggest players, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, they have a hockey mask on underneath their helmets. Now, I couldn't do every single player because you can't edit every single player in the game. But the ones I could, I added a hockey mask to. Now, this is going to be kind of janky because the field right now is set up for, I believe, 1,500 by 1,500. So you can see, like, for example, it says that the field right here is 1,485 feet long. Yeah, it's kind of janky because of the fact that I had this set up for, going outside the stadium, which we're going to be doing this video. Because, yes, I did customize this completely outside the stadium also. So if you didn't see the stadium before in the first mod, here is what it looks like. We have Michael Myers at midfield. We, of course, do have our most feared at one end. And the other end, we do have most feared again. Now, I removed the fans because I think it adds more to the atmosphere when you remove the fans. But let's just take a look at what these stadium seats look like. So going around the stadium, you can see the very top, the metal pieces. This is all, and I can't say this word because of YouTube, but what's inside humans. The B word, okay? That is covered throughout the whole entire stadium. Every ounce of the stadium is covered in that. And again, like I said, I'm not sure if I can say that on YouTube. YouTube's very strict nowadays with that. But you can see the Jumbotron is covered in it. On that Jumbotron is covered in it. It's just non-stop right there, all covered. And same thing with these seats, right? You can see, obviously, the seats, not the greatest texture without the fans in them, but still, all covered in red. So, let's go ahead now and go down to the field a little bit. And I do want to go ahead and take a look at the players before we get more in detail of the stadium. So, again, like I said, yes, not every single player is going to have the hockey mask on. What you'll see right here, for example, is this guy does not have the hockey mask on. Who is this? This is, Devin Harper. He's an old Cowboy who they actually signed recently to the from their practice squad. But you can see, yes, we do have the, red stuff on the pants. We, of course, do have the beautiful Jason Voorhees green jacket, the OG jacket, and it's a button-down shirt that's made into a jersey, so you can see the split down the middle. That would be that. And I do want to go ahead and actually run a play. I want to run one play so we can take a look at some players like Logan Wilson to take a look at the hockey mask on their face. So let's run a random play. There we go. And keep in mind that the end zone right now is like way farther away from the stadium than normal. So when they run right there, they're literally can run endlessly, and it doesn't matter because, like, you know, there's no out of bounds. So anyway, this is what the hockey mask looks like. This one's a little janky, but for the most part, it's, you know, it's just a typical hockey mask on their face. And to be honest, I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks beautiful. And again, it's not every single player, but it's a lot of, like, the starting players. So Dax Hill right here, you can see he got the hockey mask, got the Jason Voorhees drip on, and I freaking love it. So let's go inside the locker rooms here, because you can see, well, hang on. Okay. Like that. Okay, there we go. You can see we have some things going on here. So we have little bat icons or bats right here on the garage doors. I also do have the bottom texture of the floor. All that red stuff all across the floor. Right here we have dead inside, don't open for all of these doors right here. Kind of have that texture. You're going to see it as we go throughout the stadium and outside the stadium too. But yeah, so it's kind of like creepy doors right there. Some more bats. And let's go ahead and go to the other side here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this side. So this side, we have it right there. Same thing, don't open. And I think it's really dark in here. I couldn't light it up at all. But you can see that all the doors have that same don't open, you know. It's not a good thing to go inside, let's say. And of course, either sideline does have, I took away all the officials and stuff, and it's only players on the field that are actually shown, so all the players on the sideline normally are not there until they're used. But we do, of course, have the red stuff on the sideline. The refs have, you can see Jason Voorhees mask on, all the refs have that, which I freaking love. Inside here, we have it all covered in red stuff on the walls. And of course, right here in the middle, we have just a fountain of red stuff. Again, I apologize for saying red stuff. YouTube is like so strict with that kind of stuff. So I don't feel like my video getting taken down for that said reason. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at a little bit higher up here. Before we leave the stadium, because we have a lot of things to look at, as you can see outside the stadium. First off, we have the gauntlet thing right here, the flame. And it does have carved in the side, most feared. Because obviously this is a most feared mod. So both sides has most feared on it. We do, of course, have our beautiful monitors right here, as you saw before. And all of the ground of, like, all the floors in this whole entire stadium all have the same exact concept. As you can see, where it's all that red stuff all across the beautiful floors. And yes, I kind of kept the same exact, you know, philosophy when it comes to all the floors in this, no matter where it is. Like, no matter where you walk, that's all you're going to see on the floor. And just kind of going a little bit lower here. Let's go a little bit lower down. You can see we have the same exact concept. And look at that beautiful view of Michael Myers. Like, you get a very good glimpse of Michael Myers in his, you know, best performance ever here. A little bit dark in here, but yeah, so for the most part, that's pretty much the stadium in a nutshell. Again, like I said, there's not too much you can customize in certain stadiums. Some stadiums, they have a lot more area to customize and a lot more details. Chiefs Stadium, they did a really good job on of really, you know, customizing the inside of those stadiums. The Raiders, they didn't really care too much about, right? And I think a lot of it is a dome versus non-dome stadiums, just because when non-dome stadiums, you can actually see more detail on the outside where you can't see on, you know, dome stadiums as much. And also, by the way, all the goalposts do have the red stuff all over them. So both of the goalposts are no longer yellow. They are, of course, covered in red stuff. It's beautiful. All right, so now let's go. And my computer's a little laggy right now. Let's go to the outside. There's a lot of things going on. It's probably why my computer's a little laggy. So starting off right away, the outside of the stadium, yes, it does have the red stuff all over it. So instead of the black texture you would normally see on the Raiders Stadium, you now see the red stuff all over the Raiders Stadium. And if we go over to the side here, I think it's, we have a Lion Stadium there. Alright, so it's kind of hard to see, but this reflection, the glass is red. It's really hard to see, but you can see it a little bit better there. But yeah, so right here is a good example of it. This Jumbotron here is just covered in red. So, I love it. So, next thing I want to talk about, and actually wait, before I forget about this, for those who did not see the other mod, we do of course have Most Feared around the banners around the sides of the field, which is also then we have Calvin Johnson's Most Feared. I think it was MUT 25, I want to say, his banner thing on the sides there. But now going to the outside of the stadiums, as you saw right there, we do have Most Feared, and I try to use Most Feared from different years of Madden, right? So throughout the different Maddens, every year we got Most Feared promo. I try to use their banners for the outside here. We have a lot of, you know, don't open, you know, that beautiful thing there. We have the practice field here that is covered in red stuff. And you're going to see pretty much 99% of this outside is covered in red stuff. I mean, as I go throughout this, you know, it's pretty much all covered in red. Every single ounce of it. I was going to make every building. Some buildings are covered in red here. Not every building is, but some are. But I was going to make every building by side. You know what? I don't know if I really liked it, because I did it with this building over here, and I didn't really like how it looked. So I thought, you know what, let's probably just stick to the main build, you know, like the roads and the pathways and stuff like that. I also have the don't open one for this castle right here, which it's interesting, I'll say the least. But here's something that I find very, very awesome. And this is, of course, the triangle here, and you got the beautiful Ray Lewis Most Feared card art on all sides of that triangle. And yes, you can actually see it once you load into the game from Alliance Stadium, which is awesome. So again, like I said, just going through here, it is all red. It's all red, and it is beautiful. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the sky. And I tried my best in every way possible to make the sky red. And you can see, for the most part, I think I did a good job. Like, the sky is red in some circumstances. I mean, it's a lot more red than normal. You can't make it crazy red, but I made it as red as you could make it. And I think it looks very good. You can see where, like, the texture ends and it goes to this, because this is all red, and then it's like regular sky. For some reason, you can't edit regular sky here. I don't know why. I've edited every single file possible. Sky files alone, there is 374 files. I've edited every single file possible. You cannot prevent that. You cannot make that red. I don't know why. But there are some limitations in Madden when it comes to editing files that I don't know how EA does all their things, because even with their own things, they do have limits. They just have limits on weird things, and I don't get it. Anyway, though, guys, that's pretty much the mod, man. And I gotta say, you know, first off, happy Halloween, obviously. By the way, the outside does say Most Feared on all corners. But again, first off, happy Halloween. Hope you guys are enjoying your Halloween and watching some spooky stuff. But yeah, no, for a month-long process of creating this mod, I love doing this. Like, if you guys do not know, I do computer programming. I've programmed video games in the past. I've done all this stuff for a very long time. I went to college for computer science, so I love doing this kind of stuff. And, you know, it's just, in retrospective, you know, it gives me joy being able to share it with you guys. So, here is, again, like I said, once again, the Most Feared mod. I'll see you guys next one. EA Sports, I don't think yours is better than mine. Peace out.